All right, welcome back to Forecasting with Friends. Of course, I'm Fox 26 meteorologist John Dawson. I am in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, at Josh Morgerman's house. I know you might have seen a story about that already, but I have found somebody that you want to see. And when we say this show is Forecasting with Friends, finally we can be completely honest and true. Come on in here, see if you recognize this face.
JD,
Yes.
I missed you.
It's Jim, as in Dr. Jim Siebert, former Fox 26 Chief Meteorologist.
Yes.
You were the chief for how many years?
16, 17 years.
16 years. There's many of you that haven't even been watching TikToks that long out there.
It was before TikTok, right? I mean, when I first started there, we didn't even have a website.
Oh, gosh.
Remember that?
I remember
and that was like big news for us to get a website.
I know, which is kind of
and then
so crazy
the
that's even
onslaught
the
of
case.
social media. We loved it.
Man, full speed ahead. But we love Fox Local, which is how folks are watching us right now on Fox Local. So let's just back it up just a little bit. You were with Fox 26 for 16 years, and then where did you go?
Well, you can see I'm at Weather Nation. I went to Weather Nation about 3 years ago. So I run Weather Nation. I'm the vice president of weather operations. So I guess I'm an executive now.
Something.
And so I am in charge. So we're 24/7 on the air. We're streaming and we're on all the satellites and all the cables and everything. So I mean, streaming is television now. So it's
Sure.
So I do that, and then I'm also on Dr. Phil's network, which started just this last year on Merit TV. I do the morning show. Which is kind of funny because they shoot it in Fort Worth.
Sure.
And I'm in Denver, Colorado.
Right.
And you can't really tell because it looks like we're in the same room. And so I do that as well.
Yeah, okay, so that's how you're kind of keeping busy nowadays. But what's changed in your life, Dr. Jim? What's happened differently since you moved there? Besides that, you're going snow skiing a lot more.
Yeah, that's true. Well, our kids grew up.
Yeah.
One of the reasons, the only reason we really moved is that our kids had grown up and they moved out west. They were either going to school, they got married. So when our oldest daughter started having grandchildren, my wife said, "We're out.
Yeah.
We're out. We're too far away." So that's really what happened. And so she got married. We now have 2 grandchildren.
That's great.
Our younger daughter, Emmy, she's getting married on July 25th. So, and they're all out west. And so that's one of the biggest things that have changed. Beyond that, I'm a little older. I'm a little crankier. But nothing else is really that different.
I tell you, we got to talk about the July 4th and what has happened. For those people who remember Dr. Jim from Houston, they remember that you had a little fireworks show. And the little fireworks show got a little bigger, and then it got a little bigger, and you're still doing this fireworks show.
It's really funny. In all the years we lived in Texas, I never had a truck. And
Right.
used to give me a hard time about it.
I never gave you a hard time.
I had a convertible, and he had a nice truck.
I never gave you a hard time
we
about
moved,
a convertible.
We moved to Colorado. Yeah, the convertible's gone. Does not work in the snow. So I have a truck. I have a big 14-foot trailer. And so I come back on the 4th of July, and I do, it's a pretty big fireworks show. Since I guess that's what's different, too. So now I am a fully licensed professional fireworks display operator in Texas and Colorado. I'm also certified by the.
Oh, you're certified.
I know, isn't that so funny that by the Pyrotechnics Guild International, so it's an international guild. So I also have that certification, which is really funny because the weather labs that we used to do.
I do remember the weather labs.
And he wouldn't let me use fire because I would, have
No,
problems.
we would not light fire in the studio.
Right.
Okay.
Well, I tried to. Anyway, hey, by the way, so 4th of July.
Yep.
If you want to go, come. It's in Katy. So it's just in Katy, 1604 Norwalk Drive, but it's actually this big park, and so thousands of people come.
It's open to the public, right?
It's open to the public. I have a permit from the county, so I mean I'm official. I mean I'm friends with all of the fireworks, the fire operators, the fire marshals. All those guys are friends of mine now because they have to know what I'm doing anyway. So we do a big fireworks show. Come on out, 9 o'clock, 4th of July, we'll be setting it off, and this is going to be the biggest show I've done so far.
Okay, let's bring it back to hurricane season for just a minute. I'm going to ask you 2 questions about hurricane season. First of all, just give me your thoughts on 2025 hurricane season.
All right. Well, honestly, I live in Colorado now, I don't care. I love all you guys. Honestly, I still look everything from Texas's point of view,
Sure.
from Houston's point of view. I do, even though I'm covering the whole country, the whole world for that matter. All right, so right down to it, somewhere we're in the middle. And you know that I really hate forecasts because nowadays, you don't just get a number. Now we get the range. 3 to 5, 6 to 10. It's kind of like, okay, the sky is blue, the water's warm in the summertime, and we're going to have a hurricane somewhere. So now, I love the research, from a research perspective, sure. I love that. But for everybody at home, when you see and hear it's either going to be a really active year or not an active year, it means nothing. It means nothing to you. And it shouldn't mean anything to you, I hope. So I'm still on that soapbox.
I got you.
Now, having said that, yeah, we're gonna have storms. We're gonna be busy at some point. So, I don't know. And what else is there to say? Be prepared. Be ready anyway. I am just as prepared in Colorado as I was along the Gulf Coast.
Because it's 24 hours. It's 20 all the time, right?
It doesn't have to be a hurricane. You can have a tornado. There's fires. There's a pandemic.
Yeah.
Anything can happen, so I think you should be prepared anyway.
Okay, last question has to do with where we are right now. Josh Morgerman does some work with Weather Nation, so that brought you here to the Hurricane House. What do you think about what he's done here?
Oh, it's hilarious. I absolutely love it. So Josh and I, he actually works for us during hurricane season, but we do things together. So we've been working together for years, and we've never actually been in the same room.
Oh, wow.
And so that's why he said, Jim, you got to come. So, because we do a lot on the air together, and so that's why we're here. And we're not celebrating hurricane season; we're celebrating being prepared for hurricane season and all the different things that he's done with this house. So that's why we're here, and also just to remind me what heat and humidity feels like.
Right.
And by the way, I always laugh. I used to laugh at NCAR. They're the researchers in Colorado that do great tropical work, and I'd give Phil Klotzbach a hard time because I'm like, you're forecasting from the mountains and we're on the trenches.
Right.
I get it.
You like it now. Yeah, totally.
I totally get it. So I love it.
That's good stuff. All right. Again, this is Dr. Jim Siebert. I'm sure many of you recognize him. If you don't, look him up. Weather Nation is where he's at nowadays. And of course, you could probably look around and find
Google.
Him on social media.
There's way too much stuff out there about me anyway.
All right. And a good friend of mine.
Oh, yeah. Love you, man.
We're back with more Forecasting with Friends after the break.